Hello, my name is Dylan Burke, and today I will be presenting privacy and security concerns when using the internet. An outline for my presentation include lack of privacy and security for users when they are on the internet, followed by different ways that users and their devices can be harmed. I will then give some prevention methods that can be used to enhance users' privacy and security. I will lastly try to answer the question, what does this lack of privacy and security really entail? Throughout the presentation, we will be going back and forth between my PowerPoint slides and the website that I have created. The website I have created has more information, including images, videos, and external links, which can further explain my topic. The first slide is background, lack of privacy and security. Internet privacy is the right of privacy and security that individuals should have over their personal information. This includes how personal information is transmitted, stored, and shared on the internet. Online privacy can either entail personally identifying information, which is PII, or non-PII. Personal identity information is any information that can be used to identify who the user is. This information could include the age of the person and address where the device is being used. This information alone would be enough to identify the user. On the other hand, non-PII is information such as an individual's behavior on your website. Non-PII corresponds to an account or profile but does not know the identity behind the user. Next, we will talk about possible threats. Hackers, attackers, and intruders are different terms that are given to people who try to exploit any weaknesses in the software of your computer systems in order to gain some type of reward. Some of these hackers commit these criminal exploitations for their own personal amusement. They make a non-threatening virus and just want to see it in use. However, there are malicious people who create code that could seriously harm your device or even steal your personal information. These malicious codes, including things like viruses, trojans, and worms, to name a few. Though all of these terms are thought of as the same, it's important to know the specific differences in which each code can do to your device. A virus is a malicious code that requires the user to do something before it can actually infect and damage your device. An example is that a virus can be downloaded by opening an unknown email, or if you enter a website that has a virus attached to it. Next, there are worms, which can occur even if the user does not do anything. Most commonly, they attack a vulnerable spot in your software. They infiltrate the software by disguising itself as typical security function. Once the worm makes its way into your device, it duplicates itself and tries to attach itself to other emails and other websites in order to affect other devices. This automated function is what distinguishes worms from viruses. Another example is a Trojan horse program. Trojans are software that state they are doing one function, but in reality are performing a harmful function. There are many ways by which your personal information could be compromised. Most of the time it is hard to track who has stolen your information, and sometimes it could be too late before you realize you have been hacked. I will now take you to my website. This is the background information page, which goes into greater detail on the information that I just covered. As you see, we have images, information up top, as well as at the bottom. What I want to pull your attention to is the animation in the middle. And if you click on it, it takes you to a different website. Its security column, which has an article, 28 types of computer security threats and risks. I found this extremely helpful and important to look at because it goes into greater detail of the various threats that one could have when using the internet. I only covered a few, Trojans, viruses, worms, but as you see, they have them all listed out and you can get more information on them if needed. We will now go back to the PowerPoint. The next slide is prevention methods. When considering the vast benefits to the internet, users must recognize the inherent dangers associated with internet use. The risks linked to internet use can be mitigated by utilizing basic internet security measures. When taken, these steps will help guard against viruses and breaches of personal data. First, it is important to create smart passwords. Having unique passwords will make it harder for hackers to crack, thereby ensuring a basic level of security for personal and financial accounts. A unique password should include a combination of capital and lowercase letters, numbers, special characters, and at least 6 characters all together. Also, an essential step in internet security is to carefully monitor email and instant messaging accounts. Emails get used for a variety of purposes, from staying in touch with family and friends, as well as being used for professional and financial reasons. Spam, which is unsolicited and unwanted emails, are a prime conduit for viruses and malware, which can damage your device. It is also important to limit the personal information that you send via emails. You should never send credit card or important personal information because you do not know if the person receiving the email has a virus or not. Lastly, it is important to purchase a proven brand of computer security service. Despite the cost, these programs can be extremely useful and valuable to save online browsing. They can help manage cyberspace threats such as virus, spyware, adware, spam, and even identity theft. These programs will identify the threats you might have not even known about. We will once again go back to my website. This is the Prevention Methods page, which has more information and images on the topic. But there are two things I want to bring your attention to. First being this image, which has a hyperlink to a page that gives you tips on online credit card safety, which could be extremely important before purchasing anything online. But if you go to the bottom of the page under the helpful links and click on McAfee, it will bring you to McAfee, which is an online website which you can buy a virus protection. It is an extremely important tool, as I have mentioned, and McAfee happens to be one of the cheaper ones. The internet is a growing and important tool that is being used by many all over the world. As with any valuable resource, the probability of misuse exists. However, by taking these basic steps, an internet user can experience the wonders of the internet without bringing harm to oneself or to their device. We will now go back to the PowerPoint to the analysis, computing concepts, and security slide. With the world being centralized around technology and the reality that the use of some type of personal computer is almost needed in any field of work or daily activity, there are more people being put at risk. If it is believed by people that they have privacy when they log into their device and go on the internet, they are sadly incorrect. Throughout the semester, we have learned various skills and concepts that deal with computing in one sense or another. Some of these skills and concepts that we have learned have showcased the lack of privacy and security individuals have when they are on the internet. For example, as we saw in Week 5 computer network lesson, it is rather easy to trace where an email originated from by only having to trace the IP address. Almost anyone can take an IP address and get an actual physical address of where the website was created or put online. This could be harmful due to the fact that identities of people could be discovered by not having to do much work. Another example from this past semester that exemplifies lack of privacy or the easiness to gather personal information came from Week 6. That week's lesson dealt with collecting and analyzing data from the web. During that week, we learned how browsing information can be tracked and stored. The information is used by companies to plant ads into your browser of what they believe are products that you would be interested in getting. One example of gathering information of individual browsing history would be Google Analytics. Whenever someone visits a website that uses Google Analytics and happens to have JavaScript enabled, then Google tracks that visit via the user's IP address. Information from this could be what the person did on the website as well as their geographical location. Next, we will see a bar graph which depicts a survey of about 2,500 Americans who asked what their concerns were when using the internet. The interesting results show that online banking and online shopping cause the greatest concern, but such things as social media and browsing created little to no concern at all. This shows that Americans are not aware of the possible risks they have when they are searching the web. This leads us into our discussion of what can be done to increase privacy and security. More awareness has to be brought to computer privacy and security. Due to increased exposure to computers, children are at a greater risk of harm on the internet. A way to inform young users about the possible risks would be to have schools implement computer safety programs to their current curriculums. Instructing children when they are young and reinforcing this education could help mitigate the online risks that all internet users face. This is one strategy. Another one is to create laws and regulations that limit the amount of browsing history that gets released. Browsing activity should not be seen by companies and businesses. They should be as private as they can be. Limiting the information that gets released by teaching the importance of privacy and security, there will be less of a chance for people to get their credit card information stolen, their devices damaged, and for people to feel unsafe when they're in the comfort of their home. We'll go to my website one last time to the analysis page in order to watch an interview I had with a URI student on what online privacy and security meant to her. Please enjoy.
My name is Gabrielle Firmus, and I'm a student at URI.
What does computer privacy and security mean to you?
To me, computer privacy, it means that you need to keep your information safe online, because nowadays, now more than ever, I think a lot of our information is online and available to the public. precautions we can through the internet and safeguards on the internet in order to prevent something bad happening, like someone getting at the information.
How do you go about keeping your online information secure?
Personally, I enable pop-up blockers on my laptop, and in addition to that, I keep everything password protected.
Could you please elaborate on what pop-up blockers and passcode security are?
Pop-ups are advertisements that come up on your computer, and they can carry viruses. A pop-up blocker is something that protects your computer from these pop-ups and then from the virus. Passcode security, on the other hand, is you create a password that only you know, so that other individuals can't access something as big as your desktop or something as small as like an app or a social media device.
Location is and how it can affect your privacy?
No, actually.
Geolocation is the process of determining where a person is by the app or the device that the person is using.
Oh, I didn't know that. Thanks for having me.
To summarize, privacy and security are not givens when using the internet. Viruses and such are extremely harmful. Having secure passwords and antivirus programs can help prevent information to be stolen. And lastly, educating users on the possible risks of the internet and regulating information that gets released must happen. This is the end of my presentation. I am Dylan Burke. If you have any questions at all, please email me and please visit my website.